The court is now in session. Today, the chamber will hear the testimony of witness through TCW 979 by a video link from Battambang province. The greffier please report the attendance of the parties and other individuals at today's proceedings. Good morning, Mr. President. For today's proceedings, all parties to discuss are present, except Arthur Rakang and Arthur Goucher. Defense counsels for Kieu Sampon are absent during this week's proceedings due to personal matters. Mr. Nguyen is present in the holding cell downstairs. He has waived his rights to be present in the courtroom. The waiver has been delivered to the greffier. Witness who is to testify today, that is through TCW 979, will testify via a video link from Battambang province. The witness confirms to the best of ability that the witness has no relationship by blood or by law to any of the two accused, Nguyen Chi and Kieu Sampon, or to any other civil parties. In this case, the witness took an oath this morning, and Mr. Mom Ratir is a duty counsel for the witness. The AV unit informs that the link has been established and the witness is ready to testify. Thank you. President, thank you. The chamber now decides on the request by Nguyen Chi. The chamber has received a waiver from Nguyen Chi dated 4th May 2015, which states that due to his health, that is headache, back pain, he cannot sit or concentrate for long, and in order to effectively participate in future hearings, he requests to waive his rights to participate in and be present at the 4th May 2015 hearing. He advises that his counsel advised him about the consequence of this waiver, that in no way it can be construed as a waiver of his rights to be tried fairly or to challenge evidence presented or admitted to this court at any time during this trial. Having seen the medical report of Nguyen Chi by the duty doctor for the accused at the ECCC, dated 4th May 2015, who notes that Nguyen Chi has a severe back pain when he sits for long and recommends that the chamber shall grant him his request so that he can follow the proceedings remotely from the holding cell downstairs. Based on the above information and pursuant to Rule 81.5 of the ECCC internal rules, the chamber grants Nguyen Chi his request to follow today's proceedings remotely from the holding cell downstairs via an audio-visual means. The chamber instructs the AV unit personnel to link the proceedings to the room downstairs so that he can follow the proceedings, and that applies for the whole day. President, good morning, Madam Witness. What is your name? Witness, my name is Kham Bươn. President, Madam Kham Bươn, please hold on. And Councillor Kung Samon, you have the floor. Kung Samon, thank you, Mr. President. Before the Chamber proceeds with this witness, I'd like to get instructions from the Chamber regarding the reasons for this testimony via a video link, referring to an email from the senior legal officer dated 24 April 2015, who informed the parties about the two witnesses to testify today via a video link. The email does not state the reasons for a video link testimony. In addition, last week, the Chamber notified the parties during the proceedings, that is on the 30th April 2015, and the President informs the parties to participate in the proceedings this week, as well as the pseudonyms of the witnesses via a video link, and no reason was given why there needs a video link testimony from the two witnesses. If I recall correctly, the Chamber raised an issue of a health condition of a witness, and as such, the witness returned without providing any testimony. And that is the reason I seek your advice and instruction on the reason for a video link testimony, and that is important for my clients, the accused, to confront the witness directly in the courtroom rather than via a video link. And I would appreciate the grounds or the reasons for such an arrangement by the Chamber. Thank you. President, thank you. And the Chamber would like to inform the Council and the parties that the two witnesses have serious health issues, that they cannot come to testify in the courtroom before this Chamber. The Chamber had to make a decision either to forfeit the hearing of the testimony of these two witnesses due to health issues. Secondly, based on the request from the witnesses, as well as the report by WISU, with the advice from independent doctors, we were informed that there were health issues with the two witnesses, and due to the health witnesses of another witness previously, that is 822, the testimony could not proceed. And based on the information contained in the case file, in particular the written records of the interviews by OCIJ, the Chamber is of the view that these witnesses or the witnesses have important information for this case. And we have to decide that due to the probative value of the information of this witness, and that the witnesses could testify via a video link, the Chamber therefore decided to take this opportunity to hear the two witnesses via a video link. And that is based on both the request by the witnesses as well as an independent assessment. And that is the that has been the practice the Chamber used. Of course, the Chamber tries to avoid at all costs to engage any witnesses in via video link. But this is the situation that the chamber decided to proceed due to the health issue and the advanced age of the witnesses. President, thank you, Madam Cambodia. Could you please tell the chamber when you were born? Answer. I cannot recall the year that I was born. Currently, I am 72 years old. President, thank you. So you are now 72 years old. And the chamber notes that. And please tell the chamber your place of birth. Witness, I was born in Chiang Tong Commune, Tram Kok District, Takawa Province. President, thank you. And please tell the chamber your current address. Answer, I lived in Battambang Province. President, please give us more details of your current address as to the commune or the district. Answer, I lived in Sampaloon district. President, what are the names of your father and mother? Answer, Kun is my father's name and Chi is my mother's name. Question, what is your husband's name and how many children do you have? Answer, John is my husband's name and we have 4 children together. President, Madame Camboon, as reported by the greffier, you do not have any parents, ancestors, descendants, husband, or other relatives who are recognized as civil parties in this case. Is the information correct? Answer, yes, it is. President, the greffier also informed the chamber that you had taken an oath before your appearance via a video link from your residence. Is that correct? Answer, yes, that is correct. President, the chamber would like to inform you of your rights and obligations. As a witness, Madame Camboon, you may refuse to respond to any witness, to any questions that may incriminate you. That is, your right against self-incrimination. This means that you may refuse to provide your response or make any comment that could lead you to being prosecuted. And as a witness in the proceedings before the chamber, you must respond to any questions by the bench or relevant parties, except where your response or comment to those questions may incriminate you, as the chamber has just informed you of your right as a witness. You must tell the truth that you have known, heard, seen, remembered, experienced, or observed directly in regards to any event or occurrence relevant to the questions that the bench or the parties pose to you. Witness, do you understand your rights and obligations as I have explained? Witness, I understand some, Mr. President. Question, have you been interviewed by investigators of the Office of the Co-Investigating Judges? If so, how many times and where? Answer, yes. It was done in Phnom Penh. Question, and how many times? Answer, It happened only once. President, and before your appearance this morning, have you reviewed or read the written record of your interviews with the OCIJ investigators in order to refresh your memory? Answer: yes, I have, but I have not read it fully due to my poor eyesight. President, thank you. And to your best recollection, does the written record of your statements reflect your words that you provided to the investigators at the time? Answer: yes. President, Madam Khambun, you are assisted by a duty counsel via a visual per your request, that is Counsel Mom Ratir. Is Counsel Mom Ratir present, and have you discussed the matters with him? Answer: yes, he is with me. President, for questioning this witness, pursuant to Rule 91bis of the ECC Internal Rules, the Chamber will hand the floor first to the co-prosecutors before other parties, and the combined time for the co-prosecutors and the lead co-lawyers is 1 full day. You may proceed. National Deputy Co-Prosecutor. Thank you, Mr. President. And good morning, Mr. President, Your Honors, and everyone in and around the courtroom. And good morning, Madam Witness. My name is Sein Liang, a National Deputy Co-Prosecutor, and I have some questions on 3 main topics to you, and I'd like your assistance in providing clarifications to those topics. First, I would ask you about some personal information, and then when you were appointed as Chief of a Chiang Tong Commune. And the last topic is about forced marriage. And then my international colleague, Mr. Wang Song, will put some questions to you in relation to other meetings and other topics. And allow me to ask you some questions on your personal background before 1975. Could you please tell the Chamber where you lived before 17 April 1975? Answer: I lived in Kabal-O village, Chiang Tong Commune. Thank you. Question: and when did the Khmer Rouge occupy your area? Answer: the Khmer Rouge took control of my area in 1971. Thank you. Question: in your OCIJ's interview, that is document E319/12.3.2, at answer 139, you said that, and I quote, I moved to live in Phnom Penh until 1969, when I sold my house in Phnom Penh and returned to my hometown. Did you move to your hometown before or after the Khmer Rouge occupied your area? Answer: in 1969, my mother became ill and could not move, so I sold my house in order to get the money to take care of my mother in my native village. Thank you. Question. When did you join the revolution, and did you hold any position at the time? Answer. It was in 1979 when I joined the movement, and I was one of the women in the village who joined the revolution. Question. Who assigned you to this position? Answer. It was Khom who did that. Question. Please repeat your response as who assigns you to that position. Answer. It was Khom. Question. Who is Khom? Answer. Khom was a woman, and she was the daughter of Tamok. Thank you. Question. Can you please tell the chambers how many brothers and sisters you have? Answer. I have 4 siblings. Question. And how many, including you? Answer. 5 of us. Thank you. Could you please tell the names of your siblings? Answer. Khun was the eldest. Kham Khun. Kham Khon was the second eldest. And Kham Bo was the third, and she was my sister. Question. And another sibling? Answer. It was Kham Khun, my brother. Thank you. Question. Did any of your brothers and sisters hold any position during the Khmer Rouge regime? Answer. There was one, that is my other sister, Kambo. As for other siblings, they had died before the regime. Question. Is Kambo and Jibo one same person? Answer. Yes. Question. What was Jibo's position at the time? Answer. I did not know, since I rarely met her during the regime. Question. In your OCRJ's interview, I refer to the same documents, that is E319/12.3.2. And in your question, in the questions that did you personally know Tamok? At answer 56 to confirm that yes, I personally knew him. And my question to you is the following. Did you know him before or after 75, and how did you know him? Answer. I knew him after 1975, after he came through the cooperative. Thank you. Question. Did you know Office 105, rather Hospital 105 or Tribunal Hospital? Answer, yes. Question. Did you know a person by real son who worked in that hospital? Answer, no, I did not, since I did not have any, since I did not have much contact with that hospital. Question. Did you know Kieu Sampon? Answer, no, I did not. Question. Did you hear that Khieu Samphan came to your area before or after you joined the revolutionary movement? Answer, no, since I did not meet him. Question, I asked you a question about a medic working at Hospital 105, and his name is Real Sond. In his interview, E319.1.21, in his response to the question as who Yi Buen was, at question 187, he said that she was the messenger of Khieu Samphan, or Ottapod rather. What is your reaction to that? Answer, no, I did not know Khieu Samphan. Question, I'd like to move on to another topic, that is when you were appointed as head of a Chiang Tong commune. Can you please tell the court as to when you were appointed to that position? Answer, I cannot recall when I was appointed to that position. It could be in early 1970 or in later 1979. Question, were you appointed in 1972 or 74? Answer, I worked in the women's group during that period, that is 72, 73 and 74 in Chiang Tong commune. Question, also in your interview with OCIJ, that is the same document, E319/12.3.2, when you answer the questions that whether you were a full right member of the Communist Party of Cambodia, at answer 92, you stated that you were not a full right member. What were the differences between full right members and non-full right members? Answer, full right members are full members of the parties. As President, the Deputy Co-Prosecutor and the witness, please be mindful that you should leave sufficient gap between the question and answer session so that the interpreters could do their job professionally. Thank you.
Co-prosecutor. Thank you, Mr. President. Now, I would like to quote another written statement of Mr. Riason, that is document E319.1.21. In his answer to the question that did Ye Buen believe in the communists without any doubt, in answer 917, your answer was that she had long been a member of the party. And another question at that time was asked, according to your knowledge, was Ye Buen a full rights or preparatory member of the party? At answer 198, she was a full rights member of the party. Answering to the question, that means Ye Buen was one of the very influential people during that era. Is that correct? At answer 199, it said yes, she had strong influence. My question is, what do you think about these answers? Whether she had any influence, whether she was very influential. I do not know about that. Co-prosecutor, thank you. When were you assigned to work in the office district? In the office of the district. I worked in the office before the liberation in 1978 in October. Prosecutor, thank you. During that time, did you already become the Fulbright member? I was not assigned and appointed to be a Fulbright member. I was assigned to work there. Co-prosecutor. Now, concerning document E319/12.3.2 at answer 129, you said for the Fulbright member, they were assigned to work in the district or above. What do you think about this answer? Answer. This answer is true. Co-prosecutor, you stated that you were assigned to work in the district, in the office in the district. So, were you assigned to be a Fulbright member at that time? I was not labeled as a Fulbright member. I was assigned to work there as a member. Co-prosecutor, could you tell the chamber the structure of Jing Dong? Answer. I do not get your question. I do not know what you mean. Co-prosecutor, I would like you to tell the chamber about the structure of your commune when you were assigned to work there. What was the structure in the commune? Answer. I do not recall well. However, I could remember that people were put in groups or team or cooperatives. There were children units. There were children units, female units, and youth units. That's what I know. Question: could you tell the chamber who was your deputy and who was responsible for militia and military, and what about others? What were their responsibilities? Answer: below me there was Kham. Kham was responsible for the military or army, and there was another person by the name Po who was also below me, and there was another one named Tam below me as well. Question: what about the ones who responsible for militia? Answer: Tam was also responsible for militia in the commune. Question. When you were the commune chief, what did you do? Answer. I let people to work in the field, to farm in the dry season, and to make fertilizers. Question. What about the army and militia? What were their responsibilities in your commune? Answer. As for militia or army, they were responsible for guarding the security of the commune or village. Co-prosecutor. Thank you, Madam Witness. In another interview, in your interview with OCIJ E319.12.3.2, you said that Kham was responsible for army or militia, and you also said that John was the chief of the army, and he was below Kham. Do you want to say that Kham was the superior of John? Answer. Yes, Kham was the superior of John. I forget to mention this answer. President, Madam Kham Buen, before you give your response, please think of the answer and respond carefully, and to pause, to give some pause before you provide your response, so that the interpretation is full. Co-prosecutor. Thank you, Mr. President. Madam Witness, during that time, who was responsible for recruiting militiamen? Kham and John, said Witness. Co-prosecutor. Thank you, Madam Witness. In your interview with OCIJ E319/12/3/12.3.2, and the question was that, did John report to John? And your answer was yes. And at answer 80, you said that you had to report to the upper level. And when could you tell the court about the reporting structure of your commune? Answer. Yes. It was like what you have just mentioned. Question. Could you tell the court how did John and Kham receive the report? Answer. The report was from the villages. Co-prosecutor. Could you tell the chamber about the reports? What kind of report did you receive from John and Kham? Answer. For the reports of John and Kham, the reports were put in writing, and after that I forwarded the reports to the upper level. Question. What kind of matter were in the reports? Were they about security? Answer. Yes. The reports had the matter of security, of economics, and military situation. Co-prosecutor, thank you, Madam Witness. When you received the reports about the security, after you received such reports, did you hold any meeting in the villages, among the villages chief and commune chief? Answer, yes. Question. You said that there were meetings to discuss about the security mentioned in the reports. So, what was your discussion? Answer. There was the discussion about the economics, how to solve the food situation, and if there was any specific problem mentioned, we would discuss and deal with that specific matter thoroughly. Question. What about the matter of security? If it was put in the report, what was your measure or action? Answer. When I received the report about the security, and if I saw any point mentioned in the report regarding this matter, I would forward the report to the upper level. Question. What did you mean by upper level? Answer. I referred to the district. I forwarded the report to the district co-prosecutor. Did you know anything about the district? When they received your report, what did they do? Answer. I did not know. Question. What was your relation with your upper level? Did you have any relation with your upper level after you forwarded the report? Answer. When I met my upper level or superior, I would submit my request to solve the problem for people. Question. Did you ever use messages or telegrams to communicate with your superiors? Witness. No. Co-prosecutor, I would like to move on to the last topic concerning forced marriage. In your OCIJ interview, document E319/12.3.2 at answer 112, you stated that, quote, the marriage was arranged by the party. They arranged for the new people to marry with the new people, while the old people had to marry with the old people. My question is, why was the marriage arranged by the party during the decade regime? Answer. When there was a proposal or request submitted to the upper level, after that time there was a marriage arranged by the party. Co-prosecutor, thank you very much. To your knowledge, where did the marriage policy come from? Answer, it was from the upper level. Question. Are you referring to the party center or the zone? Answer. I received the policy from the district. Question. Do you want to say that the district gave you the instructions? Answer. Yes. Question. How was the policy disseminated to lower level? I mean, the policy of marriage, how was it disseminated to lower level? Answer: I disseminated the policy through village chiefs. Co-prosecutor: from your knowledge, why new people were not allowed to get married with old people? Answer: from my knowledge, I know that new people were allowed to get married with new people, and as for old people, they had to get married with old people. New people and old people did not know each other well, and perhaps they did not get along with each other. Co-prosecutor: thank you, Madam Witness. In document E319/12.3.2 at answer 120, you stated that it was my understanding that the new people were not good, they were the enemy and were not valuable as the old people. Thus, they were not allowed to marry the old people. What do you think about your answer which you gave to the OCIJ? Answer: I mentioned this point based on what I was told from the above. Question: you said that you mentioned this point from what you were told. Who told you? Answer: the district told me about this. Co-prosecutor: could you mention clearly for the chamber? What were you told? Answer: it was said that new people had to get married with new people, and old people had to get married with old people. New people and old people did not know each other well, and they did not get along with new people did not get along with old people because new people had just arrived in the area. Co-prosecutor: I am referring to answer 120 which you gave to the OCIJ. You stated that it was my understanding that new people were not good, they were the enemy and were not valuable as the old people. Thus, they were not allowed to marry the old people. I would like to know what was the instruction did you receive from the upper level? Answer: I was told that new people were not allowed to get married with new people, and new people had just arrived in the area. They had not yet settled in, and new people did not get along well with the old people. They were not trusted yet. Co-prosecutor: I would like to move on to another question. Could you tell the chamber how was the marriage organized or initiated? Answer: I do not understand well about this matter. When I received the instruction from the upper level to arrange the marriage, I would do so. Question: how many couples was the upper echelon instruct you to arrange their marriage? Answer: the marriage could be arranged for 10 couple or more than that, depends on the situation. And from my experience, I had arranged the marriage for 3 couple at a time. In your OCIJ statement at answer 116, you stated that the commune would put in the names of those whose marriage would be arranged, and after that it was sent to the district, and you stated that you did not dare to make any decision on the marriage. What do you think of your response? Answer: it was like what I said. We proposed to the upper level, and if the proposal was rejected, there would have no marriage. Co-prosecutor: thank you very much, Madam Witness. My follow-up question: who was responsible for arranging or organizing the marriage? Answer: the commune and the villages, including me, would help arrange the marriage. Question: was the marriage arranged frequently, annually? Answer: no, the marriage would not be arranged frequently. Question: did you the one who responsible for pairing up the couple? Answer: yes. When I understood and saw that when the female and male were getting older, and some of them had some moral offenses, I would request the upper level to arrange marriage for them. Co-prosecutor: could you tell the chamber how was the marriage arranged? Answer: there were no any significant ritual. There was a marriage. After that, there was a small reception or dinner, and during which there was the president or the one who chairs the marriage congratulated the newlywed. Co-prosecutor: could you tell the chamber about the commitment that the newlywed were asked to vow? Answer: yes, the newlywed were asked to make a resolution. Co-prosecutor: who required the newlyweds to make a resolution? Answer: it was the upper echelon instructed us to ask the newlywed to make a resolution. Co-prosecutor: did the marriage ritual or religious ritual were allowed to be held during the marriage? Answer: the couples were asked to make the resolution. There was no traditional ritual arranged as at the present time. Co-prosecutor: I would like to move on to another question. In document E319/12.3.2 at the same answer 112, you stated that we can say that they were forced. There were forced marriage because the parties decided them. Could you tell the chamber, were the marriage forced? Answer: in my opinion, there were no forced marriages. But if the couple agree to get married, we force them to get married. In the same answer, you stated that we can say that there were forced marriages because the party decided them. Again, could you tell the chamber, were the marriage forced? Answer: yes. Co-prosecutor: thank you. Now I move to the last question. In your answer given to the OCIJ document E319/12.3.2 at answer 118, you stated that, quote, "It was not necessary for militiamen to spy on them because it was a small village and everyone knew whether they loved each other or not." My question is, what happened if the newlyweds did not love each other? Answer: if they did not love each other, they could not consummate the marriage. Question: were the newlyweds allowed to get divorced? Answer: it was not the decision to ask the newlywed to get divorced, but there were divorces. Co-prosecutor, could you tell the chamber who got divorced at that time? Answer: I do not recall it. Co-prosecutor: thank you, Mr. President. I now conclude my line of questioning, and I believe my colleagues have a further question to ask, and I seek the floor for my colleague. President, you may now proceed. International Deputy Co-prosecutor.
Merci et bonjour, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. President. Good morning, Your Honors. Good morning, Mrs. Combun. My name is Vincent de Wilde. I am International Co-Prosecutor. I would like to remind you, first of all, that we are not there to charge you, not to accuse you of anything. And I would like to start by congratulating you for having answered questions put to you by the OCIJ, frankly, when you were questioned by them, and I would encourage you to continue doing so. Today we are here to continue listening to your testimony, and it is important that you contribute to the ascertainment of the truth. If you do not understand anything, do not invent an answer, do not speculate. Simply say that you do not know the answer. If you do not understand a question, please ask me to repeat it. I will start with your place of birth. You said you were born in Kubal U in Chengtong Commune, Tramkok District. Were there any other Khmer Rouge cadres who were quite important, that is, men and women, who were from the same village as yourself, that is, from Kubal U village?
No, there was none.
À part votre sœur,
Apart from your sister and yourself, and I believe you said regarding your sister, Ye Bun, in E319/12.1.2, you said that she held a position in Kirivong District Committee. You didn't mention that a while ago. Apart from yourself and your sister, did you know a person called Ye Youth who was from Kubal U as well?
Yes, I know that person.
et quelle a été sa fonction sous le...
And what was that person's position under the Khmer Rouge regime?
The person had left the village quite a long time before I was there.
Est-ce que Ta'an,
The Ta'an, the director of Granta Chan, whom you referred to in the record of your interview, was that person also from Kabal O or from another village?
He came from the Teng Thangai village, which was the adjacent village to Kabal O.
Il y a un témoin qui a dit
One witness told this chamber, or rather told the OCIJ, that Ta'an and yourself were cousins. Is that correct?
Yes.
pour les besoins de la transcription, c'est
For the record, it is witness Van Sun, messenger at Krantachan, who said so in answer 86 of the transcript E313/1 or E319.1.33. Did In Chen also come from Kabal O village?
Yes.
quelle fonction a-t-elle occupé dans
What position did that person hold in the region that is in Tramkak?
I do not get your question. Please repeat it.
Oui, pardon. Quelle fonction a occupé
Yes. What functions did Imchem perform in your region that is in Sector 13?
She was the chairperson of the women in the sector.
Est-ce qu'elle a occupé par
Did she subsequently fulfill any functions in the central zone of Democratic Kampuchea, that is Kampong Cham?
I did not know about that.
Est-ce qu'elle était un membre éloigné
Was she a distant relative that is within your family? I mean, Imchem.
She came from the same village and commune, and she was a distant relative.
Est-ce que votre mari Tachorn
Was your husband, Tachon, the head of Popel commune in Tramkak district? Was he also from Kabal O village?
Yes.
Comment expliquez-vous qu'il y avait
How do you explain the fact that there were so many important cadres from the same village, Kabal O? What accounts for that?
I do not know what to say because people from Kabal O were appointed to various positions.
Est-ce que Taprom, un témoin a dit que c'était votre oncle, venant de Gbal-O, a joué un rôle dans votre enrôlement dans le parti?
Did Taprum, who was also from Kabal O, play any role in your admission to the party?
He was my uncle, but I did not know much about him.
Juste avant la pause, si j'ai encore quelques minutes.
I would like us to talk about the structure of Tramkak district. Once you became chief of Chengtong commune, And you said in answer 22 of the record of your interview that it was in late 1973. Can you tell us who were successively secretaries of Tram Kok district between 1973 and 1979?
I cannot recall that. So I can only recall some events as to what happened during the regime. As you know, it has happened quite a long time ago.
Oui, nous savons que c'était...
Yes, we know that was a long time ago. Before the co-investigating judges, you mentioned a number of names in answer to questions 27 and 28, as well as 284. A while ago, you mentioned Combs, that is Tamok's daughter. Before the co-investigating judges, in answer 27, you referred to the Committee of Tram Kok District, which included Takip, Tachai, and Tachim. You stated in answer 28 that Yekom and Chachim were the first members of the Tram Kok District Committee since 1973, and that later on Takit and Tachai became members. And you also stated the role of Tanel, NHEV, who was in charge of military affairs. And you said that the last secretary of the Tram Kok district was Tassan, and that it was with him that you worked as of October 1978. Do you recall all these answers which you gave to the investigators of the OCIJ?
Yes, I recall that. And I recall that I made those statements in relation to Khom, Ta Kit, and Ta Chai, and Ta Chim. And lastly, it was Ta San.
Vous avez dit donc que...
You therefore stated that Tassan was the last chief of Tram Kok district before the arrival of the Vietnamese troops. Other witnesses said so as well. Tassan was examined by this chamber at the hearing of the 9th of March 2015. And the transcript is E1/173.1. He said at about 15 hours 19 that witnesses, including yourself, erred in saying that he was district secretary, and that as a matter of fact he was only an assistant in the district appointed by Tamok. He said that it was Tahan who was in sector 13 and that she was chief of Tram Kok district. However, Tassan stated that it was only he himself and yourself left in the district committee in 1978. Do you agree with Tassan? His pseudonym is Nimpup. When he says that he was not district chief, or do you confirm in the contrary that there was no one else than himself in Tram Kok district in 1978?
Yes, that is true. And there was another person by the name of Ron who was overall in charge. And I forgot to mention that name earlier.
Quand vous avez dit oui que c'était exact,
you stated that, yes, that is correct. Is it correct to say that Hassan was the last secretary of Tramkok district? And what was the exact function of the Ron you mentioned?
Ron was at the sector level, and that person was in charge or responsible for Tramkok district.
Bien, à côté du comité.
Very well. Apart from the district committee, in other words, was there a district office that was in charge of economic affairs and security?
Nearby, there was a house where the economics people worked there, and they were responsible for the economics within the district. President, the time is convenient for a short break. We'll take a break now and resumed at 10:30. And Madam Kambun, we take a short break now, and we return at 10:30. The court is now in